So today's video is the last installment in my vintage jewelry series out of the jewelry that I found in my Goodwill mystery jewelry lot. Today we're going to talk about all of the super fun, colorful, and kitschy pieces. I had a lot of fun playing dress up with these items. It kind of pushed me out of my jewelry comfort zone and inspired me to try and incorporate some more color. So I hope this is fun to watch, and if you recognize any of these pieces, please leave me a comment. Help me identify some of them if you can. And I want to give a quick thank you to Dawn, who commented on a previous video saying that she was interested to see if I found any Bakelite in this box, and it inspired me to take another look through some of the pieces. And I actually went to my local antique store and picked up a set of Bakelite bangles so that I could compare actual Bakelite in my hands to some of the pieces that I found. So I'm going to share those, and all right, we'll get started. So this one here is really fun. These are some sort of white plastic beads, and I just think this shape is very interesting and cool. And this clasp here is marked West Germany, so definitely vintage. And I don't know, what a really fun bright white necklace. Now this next piece is super fun. So this definitely gives me that 60s mod style feeling, and these are all plastic beads. We have these really large white and yellow flowers with these varying types of plastic beads. We have these really cool stripes and these little faceted pieces, and there are little silver beads in between the plastic ones, and those very well could be sterling. The clasp is not, but these beads do look like they might be. I have not tested them, but this one is super fun. I think this would look awesome with a 60s style dress, and just kitschy and cool. And sticking with the bright colorful theme, we have this seed bead style piece, and I really like the way that this is made. It's in this twisted beaded rope style design, and it is just a barrel clasp here, so this could have been something handmade maybe, but I loved how bright this yellow is. It's definitely like a true sunshine yellow, and it's really, really cool. I think this makes for a really fun summer layering piece. And then here we have this awesome yellowy orange plastic feeling necklace, and I love the shapes on this. It's definitely kind of a mid-century modern look, at least to me. They're very interesting, and this was one of the necklaces that I did test for Bakelite, and it is Bakelite, so that's really fun. I actually was surprised because this is fairly lightweight. I guess, you know, some of the videos and things that I watched talking about authenticating or identifying Bakelite said that it was quite heavy, so I was just confused looking at some of these pieces because you know, it's not super lightweight, but it's not very heavy either, so that threw me off at first. But it definitely tested positive for Bakelite, and it definitely looks like Bakelite. A lot of them have this sort of deeper yellowed color, so this may have been lighter when it was first made, but very cool. I love the design of this one. Now this piece is really interesting. So we have these huge plastic beads along with these beads, which are some sort of natural stone. And then when you get up towards the clasp, we have these sort of cylindrical beads, and I'm pretty sure that these are bone actually. So we have quite a mix of materials going on in this necklace, and it's very interesting. I almost thought that these beads could perhaps be Bakelite, so I did test them, and I don't think they are. But after doing some more research on Bakelite, I learned that this is pretty light of a color. Typically Bakelite is going to have a much darker yellowish brownish tinge to it if it is actual Bakelite. So they're not Bakelite, but they are some type of really heavy plastic, and this one's just really interesting. Now this piece is kind of crazy. It's so interesting. I had to include it because I don't know what it is. So it's definitely some sort of plastic. Maybe this is lucite, I'm not sure, but we have these really large sort of frosted clear round discs and these little round beads, and it goes up to a barrel clasp here at the top. It's just so crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I'm not sure when this is even from. Maybe it's kind of 50s or 60s. I don't know, but I thought this was just so interesting.
If you guys know what this is, please let me know. I didn't even know how to search it online to find out more information because I don't know what this is called, but it's very fun. Now this piece I'm very interested in learning more about. So it's these really beautiful kind of peridot color and emerald color green glass beads, at least I believe they're glass. It's on a gold tone chain, and this little clasp here just says patent with a patent number, and I did try to look up this patent number, and I did find, you know, Miriam Haskell pieces, but I don't think this is one of them. But I'm just interested because it is ticketed here at $50, so some vintage seller was trying to sell this for $50, and I'm just curious as to why that might be. Maybe it is a designer piece and it's just unmarked. I would love to know more. If you guys have any idea, please let me know. It is really beautiful. I love the green glass beads there, and this clasp is pretty interesting. It's kind of a unique style, so you just kind of press in that piece and just kind of automatically closes when you pull. So it's a really unique clasp design, and I'm assuming that's what this patent number refers to, but maybe that's where the value lies. I really don't know, but very, very fun. Next we have this bright blue piece as well, and it has sort of a brass tone metal base with these plastic beads. And it is a double strand, but if you look closely here, it does look like there was a third strand at one time and it has since broken. So that is sad, but I love this sort of brooch style piece that is the clasp, and I wanted to save it because I also found the matching earrings here, which I really, really love. So there might be a way to add a third strand of beads to this, or I mean, I think you could still wear it with just the two, but it's a really fun set. And then here's another really fun bright blue beaded piece. So we have these ceramic style beads along with some glass beads and some little faux pearls. So there's kind of a lot going on this blue beaded necklace. And it just has the classic sort of vintage style hook. And there is a marking on this clasp, but even under my loop, I cannot make out what it says. I'm not even sure if it actually is a word. I mean, it just looks like little shapes. So that's really interesting. I don't know what that means, but this is a really fun piece. Next we have this really fun multicolor blue seed bead piece. So it's a multi-strand, and I love the clasp here. So I don't know if this is handmade, but just look at the beadwork. I think that is so fun that even the clasp is beaded. And we have this large sort of crystal blue piece as the little toggle piece to hold the clasp together there, and I just love the colors. Very vintage and fun. Next we have this really fun moon glow and crystal beaded necklace. I believe these are just plastic beads, but look at the glow on those little pink round ones, and I love the sparkle of the crystals. They're so, so fun. And here is what this clasp looks like. No maker on that, but I just love the girly fun look of this. And this next piece, I feel like you could definitely layer with the last one I showed you. So it has very similar looking pink crystals, but these ones are graduated in size. And we have these little more peach colored beads in between. And it is just another vintage hook style clasp, no maker, but so fun and girly. I love the color of this. Next we have this really, really cool long sort of tassel style beaded piece. And I just really like the way this is made. It's just fully beaded, and we have these little silver tone leaf little caps here for the tassel ends. And the beads here are translucent, but they have an iridescent quality to them, so I think they're really, really beautiful. This is quite long, and I'm not sure if this is just a necklace, a tassel necklace, or maybe even a belt. I'm not sure, but I think it's really, really cool. It almost reminds me of sort of that flapper style tassel necklace. I don't believe this is 20s, but I have no idea of the age. I think it's really, really beautiful though. Now next we have some really fun faux pearls. So these are a really cool blue color. So they're blue and gray alternating beads. And we have these really large oval pieces there, and it is a double strand. And here is what this clasp looks like. There's no maker on this, but a very fun color. And then this strand is very similar. It's that same sort of faux pearl blue color, but we have these gorgeous iridescent beads on this one as well. And the shape of these are very interesting. They're definitely not round. They're sort of an abstract shape. They almost look like stones. So that's really cool. And this clasp just says Japan on it there. So I'm not sure if they're both from Japan, maybe just because the last necklace and this one looks so similar, but I think they're super fun. Next we have this awesome set of faux pearls. So this is a multi-strand. There are 5 strands of these really large graduated pearls. And this strand is interesting because this is more of a matte finish to these pearls. Some of the other faux pearls in this lot had more of a shiny sort of luster to them. So these ones look different. They have a different texture and feel to them. So I thought that was interesting. And the clasp here is really beautiful. Look at the detail on that, just a silver tone. And this is marked Laguna. So that's a maker I'm not too familiar with. I'll have to do some research on these, but these are beautiful statement pearls and I really, really love them. And then next I just wanted to show you a few of the faux pearl strands I found. I found a ton in this box. In fact, let me just show you. If you could, this bag here is full of faux pearls. These are pieces that I didn't pull because they were either damaged or they didn't really have an interesting clasp. So I decided just to pull a few to share in this video. So these ones here, this one is just a button style clasp. Let's see. So this one has this really, really beautiful silver tone clasp. So this clasp is marked 10 karat. So this is a really beautiful 10 karat gold clasp on this strand of faux pearls. They're definitely faux, but they're really beautiful and I definitely had to save that really gorgeous clasp. And then these ones had very similar looking clasps, which is very interesting. So this gold tone one is just gold tone. It's not gold, it's not marked, it's also not sterling because it was magnetic. So that's very interesting because they look almost identical. But this one is actually marked sterling inside. It's really not gonna be able to show on camera, but inside here it is marked sterling. And I did test this with the magnet at the very least, and it is sterling. So we have a white gold clasp and a sterling clasp and just some really fun faux pearls here. And here we have this super gorgeous faceted black bead necklace, and this one's a shorter kind of collar choker style, and I'm not sure what the material of these are. So they feel cold to the touch. They're definitely not plastic. They could be glass, but they're so heavy that I don't know, I almost feel like they might be some sort of stone, but I'm just not sure. It's really beautiful. I love how these sparkle. I think these would look amazing with a little black dress for sure. And now this piece, I just love the colors. So these are all glass beads. We have this multi-strand necklace and we have these larger beads up top, and it just has a lobster style clasp there. But I love the colors of these glass beads. They're sort of these jewel tone colors. So I think this is like a perfect fall colorful necklace because jewel tones I think work so well into the fall and winter, and it's just so fun. I really, really like this piece. Now this necklace is just stunning. So we have these sort of pink peach coral color plastic beads with rhinestones, and I did find matching earrings to this necklace. It's just gorgeous, and this clasp is just a lobster style clasp, so I'm really not sure of the age on this one, but something about it looks vintage to me. I don't know if it's the color of the beads or just the style. And then the back here is a really smooth metal. I know on a lot of kind of modern fashion pieces it has sort of this textured metal on the back. So, you know, I'm not too sure of the age on this, but I think it's gorgeous, and this would make a really beautiful evening set. And here we have another statement necklace, and I love the mint green color on this one. and all of the rhinestones are there, none are missing. It's definitely large. It is sort of a bib style necklace. Here's what the back of that one looks like, which the back even looks vintage to me, just kind of the way it's made. So not sure of the age on this one either, but how beautiful is that? I really, really love this. All right, and so I also found a ton of hematite beaded pieces in this lot. These are just a few really fun ones. So I loved the leaf design on this one, how fun. This one has a little butterfly pendant, and then this one is a double strand with some of those liquid silver style beads. I don't know that it is real silver, but it's very cool. That was just a selection of some of the hematite. Here is more, just so many hematite beaded style pieces. This is not even all of it either, but then here are a few interesting wooden beaded pieces. So this one has these really fun bright colored glass beads in between these larger wooden beads, and then this one is sort of a lariat look Y style necklace with some plastic beads and then some wood beads throughout. So I just thought these were really, really fun. And then I did want to talk about the pieces on the mannequin here quickly. So we have another strand of faux pearls, but these are this really pretty, almost grayish brown tone, and it has these little crystal pieces on it. It's very, very long. And then this one is this really heavy stone. I believe this is howlite. Let me know if you know different, but this also has some hematite and some crystals on it. Very cool. And then this one is awesome. So we have faux pearls in these black beaded pieces, and just look at sort of the intricacy on some of these little metal black pieces. They're so cool. And if I come around this way, it has this really interesting clasp, and it is marked Alice Cavaness, and it's marked on multiple spots around this necklace. So she is a vintage designer, just based on my research, and just look at how stunning this statement necklace is. I just think that's awesome. All right, and now we're gonna move on to the bracelets, and the bracelets in this section are some of my favorites that I found. So I'm gonna start with this one, which honestly might be my favorite bracelet out of the whole lot. Hopefully you can see why. Look at this, it is so fun. We have these really long little tassels that come off of this metal stretch bracelet. Just listen to that sound. They almost look like, I don't know, like spider legs or something, but I just think it is so fun. Can you imagine this with a little black dress, and you just have this crazy statement bracelet on? I love this so much, it's so cool. And then a similar sort of style, but a little more understated, I would say, is this piece. So we have some teardrop faceted plastic beads on some round beads that are on a stretch bracelet here. And this one is also really fun. I love the sound of this one too. Very, very cool. And then we have this sort of champagne peach colored version with these really gorgeous iridescent plastic beads, again on a stretch bracelet. I just think this is awesome. So, so fun. And then here are some more really fun beaded stretch bracelets. So I love the blue and green kind of AB crystals on this piece. These ones feel more like glass. And here we have the clear crystals and some deeper blue crystals. These ones feel like plastic, and then these ones feel like glass again. So not too sure, but really fun and sparkly. And then next we have these two bracelets, which are very, very interesting. I believe these are Lapis Chips, and I do think they're real lapis. If you look at them closely, they have the gold flecks, and they're definitely stone. So I think these are just little Lapis Chips on a stretch bracelet with some little silver tone rings here. So that's a really interesting one. And then this one here is coral. So I don't know if this is dyed coral. I'm assuming it is, just because I think that's the most common type of coral that you'll find. But they definitely have some natural variations in them, and they're all different shapes and sizes, so I don't know, but it is really cool, again on a stretch bracelet. But this one has gold tone rings versus the silver tone, so these were definitely a set, and they're really, really interesting, so I thought those were fun. And here we have another stretch bracelet, but look at the color of this one. It is so gorgeous. It's this really light blue, almost translucent sort of beads. I think these are plastic, and it is on a metal bracelet here. And this one is Monet. So that one's really cool. Now this bracelet is very interesting. So we have these little leather pieces at both ends. We have some hematite beads along with some little blue-green crystals. And then these long cylindrical beads are bone, I believe. So these are very similar to, let me pull this here. Very similar to the beads in this necklace that I showed you earlier. And I believe both of those are bone. So very interesting. It almost has sort of a Native American look, but I don't know if it actually is or it's just, I don't know, homemade maybe, but I think it's very cool nonetheless. And then next we have this bracelet. So this is the piece I missed when I showed you all of the silver pieces. I believe this is sterling silver and onyx beaded bracelet. So it has a toggle clasp, and when I found this, these were super tarnished up and I just thought it was some sort of costume jewelry, but I took a second look at this and it's not marked anywhere, so I would have to test it again, but I'm fairly certain these are sterling silver beads with some sort of stone, most likely onyx, and it's really, really beautiful. And now this bracelet is so fun. So this is a little charm style bracelet, and we have these little vintage looking postcard or almost vacation images. So we have Hawaii, Grand Canyon, the Eiffel Tower, pyramids, and just this little, almost looks like an advertisement, vintage advertisement. And it has some glass beads and a few plastic beads on it as well, just on a silver tone toggle bracelet. And if you look at the back, all of the charms here are marked AAI. So I believe that was just a costume jewelry maker. But I do think this is vintage. I don't know how old, but I do think it's very, very cool. And then these are the bracelets that I found at my local antique store. So these did not come in this lot, but I got them to compare them to the plastic pieces I found to see if I found any Bakelite, because it was really hard for me to judge just based on the descriptions of the tests online. So these are 3 different Bakelite bangles. They came together in a set at my antique store, and I love this orange one. Just look at the marbling on that. It's so cool. Then we have this olive green colored one and this more of like a butter cream yellow version. So I did test all of these and they're definitely Bakelite. They passed the smell test and the simichrome test. So these are really fun. I was very happy to pick these up. Then here we have a really large stretch bracelet with these huge blue, translucent and metallic beads. So this was another piece that kind of threw me. When I first was considering that maybe some of these pieces were Bakelite, I thought, hey, maybe this is, because these beads are quite heavy. So I wasn't sure, but then I started to learn that this color just isn't typical for Bakelite. It would be super rare to have a blue like this. So I did test them and they are not, but I don't know what they are. Maybe they're just acrylic or lucite or something, but they have a strange smell with the hot water test, and they're quite heavy. So I don't know, but the very interesting bracelet here. Now here's a really gorgeous multicolor rhinestone and large stone bracelet. It is on a gold tone chain here, and it is unfortunately broken at one point here. So you can see it has become detached from that little side. So that would have to be repaired, but all of the rhinestones are there, all of the stones are there. So I just thought the colors on this were so fun. And this is what the clasp looks like. No maker on this, but definitely vintage and very colorful. And for earrings, I'm gonna start with these pairs here. So I just loved the fun colors on all of these. So these blue rhinestone ones are a screwback style, and these are just gorgeous. I love them. We have these 2 pairs, which are post backs. So just some sort of post back. They don't have a maker, they just have little marks that look like they should have a maker, but there's not actually a maker mark there on either of these, but very, very pretty. I love the vintage look of these. And here are some interesting earrings here. So these first ones are some type of stone. They're translucent. They have some little black spots and brown variations throughout, and they're just glued onto this little clip back. So I don't know what sort of stone these are, but they're very interesting looking. And then we have these really cool gold tone clip backs, no maker, but I believe this is a faux jade stone. I don't think it's a real stone, though I'm not entirely sure. Kind of sounds like glass maybe, but very, very beautiful. I love both of these. And here are some really fun, colorful clip-on earrings. Just a gold tone, no maker on these, but just look at the color of this large stone here. That's very interesting. Then we have these ones, which are more of a plastic blue tone, and then some blue rhinestones as well. So just a very cool, colorful cluster earring. And then here we have some gorgeous red rhinestone clip-ons. No maker on these ones either, but so gorgeous. And then these ones are a gold tone clip-on with some kind of smoky quartz colored rhinestones and some AB beads there. Just another clip-on with no maker that I can see, but very fun and sparkly. Next we have these, what I can only imagine are 80s clip-on earrings. They're clipped with a post, so they actually are post back. So these ones here are like a painted ceramic almost, and I believe these are just plastic, but talk about a statement. How fun are these colors? I love the vintage look of these. Then we have these really cool flower earrings. So this little card says ceramics, but these are definitely metal, so maybe they didn't originally come on this little paper, but it's just some sort of enameled metal clip-on, and they're just really cool. I love the little flower design here. I think they're really fun. And then here we have some glass earrings. So these top two, I believe, are an Italian style glass. They're really beautiful. So they have these kind of pieces of glass inside, and they're really, really cool. These sort of floral designs. And then we have these glass pieces, which have a clear glass and a little cobalt glass bead, and then these really fun light blue glass pieces as well. So I love these. And then here are some really fun button style earrings. To me, these looked kind of 80s, but this was another piece that there's some sort of plastic, so I thought, hey, maybe these are Bakelite. So I did test these as well, and they are not. I think they're just some sort of plastic, and they are a post back, but they're so fun. They look kind of 80s to me, but I'm not sure. Here are some more super fun plastic style earrings. These are both post backs, and we have this super cool green and white, almost a zigzag or like little tile pattern, and these black and white ones. So definitely a statement, and I just love the kind of mod design of these. They're super cool. And I also found some of these metal earrings. So these are some sort of maybe tin with enameling or paint over top, and they're just really cool. Definitely vintage looking, and these ones are awesome. So these are sort of a blue painted metal interwoven circles, and I think those are really, really cool. And these ones are also metal, so these are just little drop earrings, and I just thought the neon colors were super fun and kitschy and really went with the theme of these pieces. So I don't think these are super valuable, but very, very fun. Then I found some really kind of kitschy and fun figural earrings. So this first pair here are gymnasts, I believe, doing back bends. So that's super interesting. Then we have these little baseball player drop earrings. These ones look like they might be pewter actually. And then these ones are so fun. So we have these little figures doing different poses. These almost remind me of like a Keith Haring style design. I don't think he designed these specifically, but that is what it makes me think of. And I think these are very, very fun. Now, these next pair of earrings are probably the most interesting figural earrings I have ever found. So they are these little bungee jumpers, and how funny is this? So their little feet are tied, and they have this sort of rope that goes up to the drop post of the earring, and they're just funny. These are so hilarious and kitschy and interesting. I've never seen anything like them, and I was really happy to find them. They definitely made me smile. And then we have these really large kind of hoop drop earrings, and I just thought they were interesting because if you look closely at them, we have what looks like a train and the Statue of Liberty and some sort of skyscraper with stars and a moon at the top. So I believe these are meant to be a New York kind of touristy style hoop earring, and I just thought they were really fun and unique. I've never seen anything quite like them, so yeah, I thought I would share them. And then next are some of the pins and brooches and sort of odd items that I happened to find. So I did find these two lady brooches. So this first one here is a gold tone metal with some sort of black paint or enamel over top, just a pin back, gold tone, and I don't know, she's very cool. There is a little wear where you can see some of the black is chipping off, but it's a very interesting one. And then this one, she's some sort of plastic, I think, and she has this metallic paint over top with some feathers in her hat. I think some of the feathers are missing there, but she's very interesting, and she is missing her pin. So yeah, I just thought these were interesting. All right, so this next thing, I do want to give fair warning. If you don't like clowns, I would skip forward a minute or two, but I had to share these. So these were a really weird and interesting thing that I found. They're just little hair ties, but look at the clowns on them. So they're honestly kind of terrifying, but they're also kind of awesome. So I had to share them. They're just little vintage hair ties, but wouldn't they make really fun pins or barrettes? I don't know, I feel like someone could do something really fun with these. I actually love them, despite the fact that I also think they're a little scary. They're really cool. And then here are some pieces that I probably should have shared in the silver tone section, but I missed them. So we have this brooch, which is stunning. We have these turquoise style stones. I don't think they're real stones, they're just faux. And it's just silver tone pin back brooch, but I think that's gorgeous. So this one is rose quartz, and the stone does have a few little cracks in it, but I think this setting might actually be sterling or silver plated now that I've taken a second look at it, so I just thought I would share this one. I also found some various little enameled pins. So we have these two little vintage Santas that are very cute. They're both just gold tone pins, very cute. And then we have this 1776 anniversary pin, and then this one is really cool. I think it goes this way actually. So I believe this is a sewing machine. I love the enameled colors of it. It's so bright and fun. And then on the back, it does say Lindstrom 1940. So I don't know if this is a pin that is in the shape of a sewing machine from the 1940s or if the pin is from the 1940s. I would love to know more. I did try to research it, but I really couldn't find an exact answer, but these are really fun little pins. And then here's another really interesting brooch that I found. So we have these really cool blue and white floral beads, and there's some type of ceramic or stone. And then we have some more of those plastic kind of crystal beads, and it is just a pin back. And I don't know, I did read somewhere that if the pin comes out farther than the clasp, that is an indication that it is older. So I don't know, you guys let me know. It kind of looks handmade to me though, so I'm not sure, but I love the colors and thought it was very fun. Now this one is a strange one, and I'm only sharing it because I just think they're funny. So I found this entire set of wine glass charms. I believe that's what these are. Let me pull a few out here. So these are just little wine glass charms, and at first I had tossed these all into the toss pile because I was like, oh, these are strange, these little eyeballs. But then I took a closer look and these are all glass. So these are hand-blown glass eyeball charms. So I don't know why someone would want them, besides maybe a Halloween party. I think they would be very fun on wine glasses at a Halloween party. So that's the only use I could think of for these. because, you know, I've heard of the evil eye ones, but they don't typically have sort of these red, kind of scary looking pieces on the eyes when it's meant to be an evil eye charm. So I don't know, but I thought they were interesting and worth saving just because they are glass, and maybe somebody could craft with these. I don't know, but I have a whole set of them. And now this piece is very interesting, and I thought I would share it just because I was so impressed with how they fit all of the type on all of these little pages. So every single page has a different part of what I believe is a Bible verse. So it's just very intricate, and like I said, every single page is unique, and I just thought that was interesting. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a keychain maybe, or part of a keychain, or if this came on a necklace or something, but very interesting. Not sure of the age on this, but I was just impressed with sort of the workmanship on this piece. And then next I'm going to share some of the really fun rings that I found. So this first one here is so interesting. So this is leather. It's some sort of dyed leather ring, and I thought this was really cool. This one looks kind of 60s, 70s boho style to me, and I really like it. And this ring is my favorite one that I found. Just look at this. So this is a really heavy enameled metal, and it has these super groovy 60s, 70s looking letters that say love, and just, I mean, how fun is that? So the love sits up pretty high on your finger when you wear this ring, and it's just so cool, and it's in perfect condition. None of the enamel is chipping or worn, and it's just really cool. And then next we have some crazy big statement style rings. So this one just has these huge pink and sort of peach colored rhinestones, and they're super sparkly. It's just huge. And it's an adjustable metal back. It's actually really heavy, pretty well made, honestly, and just very fun. And then we have this one, which is like a clock tower. Is this Big Ben? I feel like I should know, but that's what it looks like to me. Another adjustable style metal piece, and I thought that was really cool. And then we just have another metal flower with this really cool yellow enamel center. And I just like finding yellow jewelry because I feel like it's not as common. So again, adjustable and very fun. And then just a few more rings that I wanted to share. So I loved this little dainty flower ring. It's some sort of plastic with a rhinestone in the center. But if you can see, this plastic is translucent and it has little glitter pieces in it, and it's very cool. Adjustable again. And then we have this super fun one that has little pearls and beads. Adjustable again, and it looks sort of like a brooch, so I thought that was cool. And then we have this one that is some sort of faux stone. So we have this really big red stone with these little turquoise and silver setting, and this one is also like an open adjustable style, but I just loved how big and bright and bold it was. So yeah, just a few more fun rings. So those were all of the fun, colorful, kitschy pieces I found in this box. Let me know what you thought, if you had a favorite piece out of this lot, or if you know anything about any of these pieces that you'd want to share with me. I would really appreciate that. Please leave me a comment and let me know. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I hope it was fun, and I hope you guys have a great day.